What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to the APA Academy. So, week one, we're coming off of a 6-0 victory versus my buddy Lynx, and it's a little bittersweet. It's a little bittersweet. I love Lynx to death. Also, I just realized that these aren't like even. It's because the last team other I did, they weren't even, but it's okay. It's a little bit better. It's a little bittersweet. I love Lynx to death. However, we did get a 6-0 victory. Because of that, I want to keep the winning strong. And week two, we face Owen in the Seattle Sandstorm, and his team is very, very threatening versus mine, and I hate that. So, let's just go ahead and talk about it. He has Mega Gardevoir and Infernape, which is really good offensively because Infernape weakens all the bulky steals for Mega Gardevoir, which is awesome. And Mega Gardevoir can, in theory, lure in all the bulky psychics to take the hyper voices that that regular Infernape needs to be weakened a little bit to be able to spam close combat versus a team. So very, 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 very good team just with those two offensively. And then for bulk, he has Milotic, Crobat, Serena, Alolan Persian, Gigalith, Weezing, Dusclops. Which, by the way, I'm going to talk about this in a video so that way hopefully more people realize this. Never release the schedule of who you're playing in a league before the draft ends, ever, because this man, I promise you, he was not going to draft Dusclops until he noticed that he was facing Coco Lucha, because if you look on his team, everything on his entire team dies to a +2 Hawlucha, everything except for a Dusclops. So, because of that, I am a little salty that the schedule got announced beforehand. However, I can't fault Owen for that. That's not his fault. He took advantage of what he could. Props to him. You got to take advantage of it where you can. However, I'm trying to build a team that can handle his offense, which he has pretty good offense, and never need my Hawlucha. I'm bringing Hawlucha, but I never want to need it this game. Except for as like a backup check to things like Dragon Dance Flygon, which is also pretty scary, and like Serena, Crobat, things like that, and maybe Scarfed Infernape. So, that is the idea behind this team. With that, I put a move on Hawlucha that I'm scared of, but we'll get into that here in just a minute. So first off, we have Muscle Band Tapu Koko. We're going physical Tapu Koko this week with U-Turn, Wild Charge, Brave Bird, and Roost. Everything on his team is hit really hard by this thing, except for physically defensive Gigalith. Everything else is hurt by this a lot. And of course, physically defensive Dusclops, which I've already accepted is coming. So, this is going to bother me because that's a little bit better. I've already accepted. Dusclops is coming. So I'm trying to build a team in a way that I can pressure his bulk, because realistically, he can bring Mega Gardevoir and Infernape, and then bring Milotic, Crobat, Serena, like Gigalith, Dusclops. Like, that's 7 Pokemon, but you know what I mean. He can bring like 5 walls plus Mega Gardevoir, 5 walls plus Infernape, Mega Gardevoir and Infernape, 4 walls. That's terrifying for me. So I'm trying to build this team in a way to where I can beat all of his bulk with my bulk, and his offense I can pressure with my bulk. So that's kind of where this idea is going. But Muscle Banded Hawlucha, 2 shots pretty much everything on his entire team. Gardevoir's O-Code, Infernape is O-Code, Milotic is, if it's Flame or Milotic, it's not O-Code. If it is not Flame or Milotic, it is O-Code. Crobat's O-Code. Serena is 2-shot. Excadrill I cannot touch. However, I have some amazing Excadrill checks, and I have Hawlucha, which can use it as setup fodder. And it doesn't want to stand against it for the obvious Drain Punch or High Jump Kick. Flygon is 2-shot by this thing. This thing effectively prevents Flygon from destroying me, because Brave Bird, I've EV'd it to always do 51% minimum, meaning that it can never Dragon Dance up on me twice and outspeed my Hawlucha. So that's kind of where that idea came from. Alolan Persian is pressured a little bit by it, Gigalith is pressured a little bit by it, Weezing a little bit, Dusclops a little bit, but everything from like Excadrill up doesn't really want to take this thing on. So then we've got this thing. I'm really nervous for this thing. I've been pondering over this set for a long ass time. I'm going mono acrobatics because the only thing that I don't hit super hard is Excadrill. So what that means is that I need to ensure that I'm able to pressure Excadrill with everything else on my team and never let it be a massive annoyance. And I think I can do that. Even then, if he is not Life Orb to Excadrill, I can use that thing as setup fodder because... Hold on, I just want to show you guys the calcs that way you know exactly what I'm looking at. Hawlucha... How much HP did I have? 172. At +1 defense, Ironhead does not two-shot me, and if he's Life Orb, it is a roll to two-shot me. It is a 28% chance, and I'm okay with that because I'll outspeed him. I can roost up, I can make it... I should be fine. And if he's Life Orb, he's going to be wearing himself down. I can roost up everything. I can stall him out with sub-roost. I can do a lot of really good things with this Hawlucha set versus Excadrill by itself. And as you can see, Acrobatics, I said that very poorly, at +2 does 66 to 77. Everything else on my team does minimum 33% to it, so it can never, like, just flat out destroy me, which is really, really nice. And I really don't think he'll be Life Orb on this thing. I really don't. So I can use this thing as setup fodder if I really need to, and that's kind of the main goal. I can even do it against Gigalith because if you look, I know you guys can't see the exact damage, but Stone Edge does 42% maximum. So I can use that as setup fodder too. I can even get up to +6 on that thing and two-shot it with Acrobatics. +4 two-shots it with Acrobatics, I believe, if he's Spadef. So, and that's Stone Edge. That's not even Rock Slide. So I can sub up on it if his only move is like Toxic plus Stone Edge or Toxic plus Earthquake. So this thing can take advantage of those walls. But the main thing that I wanted sub for, I fought so hard back and forth on myself. However, his main check to this thing is going to be Dusclops every single time. Dusclops is going to come in. I can sub up in its face because it knows it can take any move. I can sub up and I can click Swords Dance for free. I can click Roost on it. If he has Nightshade, he will be able to break my sub every single time. It is obvious. I know this. You guys should know this. However, what he cannot do is he cannot beat me 1v1. He'll have to spam, literally spam Nightshade, meaning there will be a time where I'm able to roost up as he clicks Nightshade and I can start subbing up again. I can PP stall him out of Nightshades because I believe Nightshade doesn't have that much PP. Hold on. Nightshade PP. Nightshade Bulbapedia. We'll do that instead. Maximum of 24. It says it right there. I can stall that out pretty easily. So I'm very confident in this set. I'm able to do a lot of damage to Flygon. This set can win the game. However, I don't think I will need it to. In my mock that I've had multiple mocks for this team because I want to start off super strong. This thing has not needed to sweep for me. So I have a lot of confidence in this set, but let's go ahead and move on. We've got really Spadef Assault Vest Muck. This is there basically just for Mega Gardevoir, along with certain other things like Weezing, Special Infernape. I can pressure his team pretty well. Thunder Punch is there just as a way to pressure my Milotic a little bit if he's not Flame Orb, but I feel like he is going to be. The main thing that I want this thing for is just Mega Gardevoir. It weakens it to always put it in range of Acrobatics. So, also Ice Punch for Flygon to ensure that I can never set up on anything. But yeah, very, very, very good Pokemon. I think it's awesome in this game, and I'm super excited for it. It's not going to be able to sweep like it did last time. He just has too many ground types and things that can hit it with really strong ground attacks, but I definitely think that this Pokemon is still going to be very crucial for handling Mega Gardevoir. Next up, we have Akaberry Ferrothorn. I have Ferrothorn basically as another backup check to Infernape. I think Infernape is a pretty big threat, so ensuring that I have Akaberry for it to be able to hit it with Gyro Ball, set up a spike on it is really important. And I mentioned before that I wanted to be able to pressure Dusclops early on along with Gigalith, since those are two of the things that can take Acrobatics very easily. Spike stacking is the way that I'm going to do it this game because Serena, Excadrill, and Crobat are his only hazard, well, Flygon too, are his only hazard removal. Crobat, I think, could run Defog. Serena's not going to want to run Rapid Spin. If it does, it's taking Iron Barb's damage, and I'm fine with that. I can actually set them up fairly easy. Again, I'm totally okay with that. And on top of that, I can hit with like a Gyro Ball, weaken it that way. It will get worn down very, very quickly. So I'm okay with any of his hazard removal. As Excadrill, I switch this thing in on it anyway, and I set up another layer of Spike on it, so it will never be able to get hazards away for free. So this thing is really good as a Spike stacker and as a Leech Seed user. I then have my Mesprit. So my Mesprit is gonna be one of the most important Pokemon in this game. So what this thing is meant to do is it's meant to switch into an Infernape and be one of the best Stealth Rockers that I could want. Fire Punch plus Zen Headbutt deals with some of his most offensive Pokemon in Infernape, Excadrill, and Crobat, and Serena for that matter. So I can do a lot of damage to all of them while still getting out my Stealth Rocks on every single one of them. If I see Infernape, this is going to be my designated lead because I want to be able to get up rocks, and if he clicks Flare Blitz turn 1, I can click Zen Headbutt and potentially OHKO it after it takes Flare Blitz recoil. So big plus with this Pokemon. I love it. I think it's amazing. And then, of course, last but not least, we have Wish Passer because I have 4 walls on this team. All that I want to keep healthy. Wish Passing is the best way, and this thing is also another check to things like Special Flygon, Crobat if it's Nasty Bat, Milotic, Mega Gardevoir, and Dusclops for that matter, because I don't really need to hit it. I just need to Toxic it. So that's kind of where that is. I just realized if Dusclops is running Pressure, that'd be a little bad, but I think he's going to be running Frisk to be able to scout out items and things like that in Z moves. So but yeah, very good Wish Passer. It's able to keep these walls healthy. In one of my mocks, I literally didn't have a single wall ever die just because I was able to reliably Wish Pass every single time. So that's kind of the goal here, and hopefully I can pull it off. I'm really nervous. If I lose this game, I'm going to be a little upset. It's my first loss since I've been back, and I've played like 5 games, so that's really cool. I'm basically on a 5-0 win streak, but yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Let me know what you guys think of the team, and I hope that you all do enjoy the battle, and I will see you guys in the game. Have a good night, everybody, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.